All right. Good morning. Who in the world ever said I was going to be out here at 9 a.m. today? Certainly wasn't me, although I am here now. It is 10:23. Hey, what can I say? Had a couple other things I needed to get into first thing this morning. It looks like we've got everything up and running. Chat box is open. Another unscheduled, unscripted holoform turning time out here in the Spiracraft film studio. I am Bradley Mcalister, finally walking over out of the control room, ready to make a mess. One more blank I've got down here to turn. This place is filling up with chips. Time to finish messing this up and then clean it up and move along. And it's nice and cool out here again today. I'm going to be working with the Woodcut tools, Pro-Forme hollowers. Here's the straight shaft. On the ProMaster handle, I've got the irons tool gate set up right here. Looks like everything's good. All right, let's see. Can I see everything? Yep, looks like I can see everything. So let me go down in here. I've been keeping these blanks in a pile of chips because I got them ready the other day. I hated to waste them, and I didn't want them to split. So this is another poplar blank that's got some nice spalting on it. Get it to stay up there for a second. Stay. As I kind of get organized here. Waiting for video signal. I wonder, I gotta have to figure something out. I'm dropping some frames in my system, and I shouldn't be because I got whiz bang, so to speak, system set up here. So I'm kind of curious in what's going on. Old electronics is always challenging. I'll take this Nova. I got a Nova Supernova 2 on here with 130 millimeter jaws that I'm working with. But we're going to put this between centers and put a tenon on it. So we're going to change things around here for a little bit. We're going to put a Sorby chuck that Spiracraft carries in here. It's got a step drive in it. And we'll put a rotating step center on the other end. And make ourselves a tenon and get to work hollowing. I do have a setup with 2 banjos on the lathe right now. It's a little crazy, but hey, it works. I'll set this off over here for a second. There we go. Get the tailstock back up in place this morning. Ooh. Might be time for a little lube on there. I have some dry lube floating around here. There it is. Pop you into the overhead for a second while I walk in front of that camera. We'll put a little bit of lube on the bed of the lathe. This is a nice little dry lube. I don't even know what brand did it. WD-40 brand. How about that? Imagine that. Can't hurt anything. This banjo's a bear to work with anyway. All right, here. I've been having fun out here. A little extra turning, a little extra live streaming. Having a good time. All right. Is that going to fit between there? Do we care which end we put our tenon on? Probably not really. I think I cut all the splits away on this. It just got mounted back up like it was. Look, I gotta move my tail. Headstock just fuzz back. Don't know if we'll get her centered up just like it was or not, but we'll try. It's one of the things I like about these spring-loaded stem centers. You can kind of adjust things around a little bit, get them where you want them. Hey, that's not too bad. Second shot, and I've moved the lathe in so that we can see what's going on the banjo side, the tool side, a little bit better. All right, I think that'll work. Start locking things down. Hey, I see somebody's popped in to join me. Good morning. Oh, I forgot to turn on my other monitor over here. Hang on, let me put the overhead on. I'll give you the pretty picture of the spalting. I got another monitor over here that's got my chat column in it. And I forgot to turn it on. I got monitors all over the place in here. There we go. Now I can see. Alrighty. So we'll get this guy all locked in here. We'll put a tenon on it, get it turned around, put it into a chuck. I'm liking these nice cool mornings. Not having to run the AC or anything else. That's pretty nice. Okay. You can always tell if I'm humming, I'm having a nice time. That's turning pretty good. Pretty nice and true. Take her up there about 850 or so. I think that'll work. All right. Pop that back down. Let's see here. Got a knot right there. Okay. Well, tool rest. Must be buried in the chips here. I set it off somewhere yesterday. That's kind of scary. I see it sticking out through the fray there. All right. Again, I'm going to use this set of calipers to set for my tenon diameter, because I can't find my other calipers. I'm hoping that when I do a serious cleaning in here, I can find my other calipers, and that's actually a little wider than I want. Let me make an adjustment. I have had my caffeine for the morning slowly come into life and waking up. All right, that's a little better. Again, this is kind of impromptu out here yesterday and today. I just didn't want to. I had these blanks. They're green, and I got them prepped, and I was like, well, I don't want to let them crack, so I might as well get out there and turn them. And I figured if I was going to be out here turning, I might as well turn on the cameras and record it. And I figured if I was going to record it, I might as well stream it. Indeed, indeed. All right. And this camera, let me make an adjustment here. All right, I need to set it to manual. Otherwise it won't stay in focus. Good deal. Okay. We'll whip a tenon on this guy. Who knows which way I'll use. I'll put I'll put myself in all on the end camera. And kind of see what's going on there. Gonna clean that up a little bit. See which one of those many rings I just made works. Looks like that one right there. Double check that. That'll do the trick. Okay. Gonna raise up for that Easy Wood tool. Got a lot of color in the end of this, now that we scraped it clean. Scott Hampton, too early in the morning. You're right, it is too early in the morning. Good to see you, though. Like I said, I don't know who said I was going to be out here at 9 this morning in the post, but they were wrong. But I'm here now, and we're here to have fun. Like I said earlier, I really hate to waste these blanks that I had prepped and ready to turn and stick them away, and I've already got a mess going on out here. So I figured I might as well go ahead and turn this second one. And so here we are. That sapwood is, you can see how soft it is compared to the heartwood. Of course, that's where all the beautiful spalting is. I'll show you the top there. There's the pretty spalting, and we know that that's making the wood. The wood is getting soft, but that's the price we pay for that. Pop it back in the end. Just making a little access to the tenon. I don't have a shape in mind yet, but I'll get one. I like that color that's in there. But let's make this tenon up for real now. Double check that what I've done is okay. That looked like it should be fine. We'll clean this up, flatten it up. Time for a little dovetail on it, I believe. Ow! Don't poke yourself with the tool, Bradley. That would be bad. That's an interesting little coloration right there. Gonna check that length. Make sure I'm not too long. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of a little bit more of this material right here. Make it easier for me to pop that off of there. Alrighty. Because my goal here is to get this turned around and put it in the chuck where it's going to live and start doing our shaping. And I think this morning, I felt bad about my chisel the other day. I'm going to put an edge on this chisel real quick. Seemed a little dull. It's just one of my beater chisels for this kind of stuff. Sometimes a chisel ends up being used as a screwdriver. God knows what else, you know. There we go. All right, we're all good there. Time to change chucks back out. Uh-oh. No, don't do that to me. I took that washer off, and now this chuck's gonna fight me. It's gonna lock on there, and I don't have the spanner wrench for it. So this will be embarrassing. Let's see here. That gets that out of the way. I didn't want you to see the fine tool that I used to get that free. If you know what I mean. Fancy channel locks. All right. That is so much nicer than the summertime. Even when I run the air out here, I didn't put a big enough air conditioner in the studio here, and it can be kind of warm. Now that theoretical fall has come to South Georgia. It's quite pleasant. Quite pleasant. All right, make sure that's good. That's not too bad. Get her snugged up. We'll bring our tailstock back up. Again, this is a heavy chunk of wood. And I was going to try and find my Forstner bit shaft to go into. I've got my drill chuck. I got, a chuck, Jacob's chuck to go into tailstock to drill this out with a Forstner bit on the end. But when I brought all my stuff back from Colorado this late summer, I filled the workshop over there. It's completely full of tools and equipment and machinery, and I can't even get to where I know that the Forstner bit shaft is. So we're going to do this again without a hole in the middle today. I think we're going to clean that up before we put the tailstock on it. That needs a little cleaning. Right there. Put you on that. How's that end camera shot look? That looks pretty good. Let's just clean this up a little bit. All right. Should take care of that. You can see what I was talking about the other day. I was talking about how this is round. It's perfectly round, but it's not perfectly in balance depending on where that heartwood and sapwood lands. Tends to want to roll back and forth. It didn't like that, did it? Thought that looked kind of strange. That's a little happier. Scott Hampton, if you're still in here, I got an invitation email from SoCal Turners. They have a SoCal Turning Expo 2022 coming up down in Anaheim. You do know anything about that at all? They said they have about 300 people. They had a Marriott, 25,000 square foot exhibit hall. Be nice to go to California, but I'm not sure that a venue and event with 300 people makes it worth me going across the country to do that. There we go. That's about 1,000 RPM. That'll do the trick. I want to freshen up a tool here. Make sure it's appropriately sharp. For rough shaping this guy down. Yeah, I'm on the end camera there, so I'm just going to sharpen up tool. The grinder's just right over here. At the moment, I'm putting it in a Wolverine jig, but I am about to set up a Woodcut True Grind system, which I still got in the box, but I've got a whole other grinder sitting over there on the shelf or on a table that I'm going to set up with the Woodcut True Grind system and start working with that. You'll see that in the coming weeks on the regular Monday Methods event. The product Spiracraft is putting in the store, and I'll be putting out here to utilize. And until I get set up with that, I'll use what I've got right here. With my shaft with the bent, my grinder with the bent shaft on it. I dropped it off the stand one day and bent the shaft on it. And it'll cost more to get it fixed than it would to replace it. And I had another one out in Colorado, so I just brought that one back. Making a little change in the profile here. There we go. Let's see how that does today. All right. What am I going to do for shape? I don't know. I don't have a plan yet for what kind of shape I want to put in this hollow form. I'm not terribly concerned about it, but how long is this thing? Probably about 10 inches. Give or take. Yeah, it's about 10 inches. About 8.5 in diameter right now. I think I'll just start to whittle on it and see what comes to me. Pop you in the overhead there. Again, I kind of want to try and keep some of this, at least a little bit of this color. So I may make it kind of a weird shape, just to keep some of the spalting intact. It doesn't go real deep down in here. Do, 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 do. We could do something that has a big lip on it, like a jar. Might be kind of interesting, and then taper that down. So that keeps, if I stay right there, I get to keep some spalting in that neck of this piece. Pop you on the end here while we're cutting there. Just see what this top might look like cleaned up. So spalting rolls around a little bit. All right. Now down here, I got a knot. So let's whittle this away. I hate this banjo, so I don't use it. Start to take some of this away and see what we think about this. Again, I know I'm going to cut my spalting off, but we've got some nice color in there, and it goes down a little bit. We might be able to make a nice shape out of this. Get this cleaned up. That keeps something in, so maybe we keep a shape, we keep a fairly large shape. Got a little curly grain there where that knot was. Okay. Might be able to make a pretty piece out of this yet. Yeah, okay. Slowly refining this down. Get to where that knot was and the grain changes. Yeah, those knots are right there and there, and you can see when the tool gets right there. So let's, just for fun, see, I'm going to take the, I'm just going to take a diamond card and hit this tool real quick. See if it helps me glide over that. See if that makes it deal with that knot any better. Definitely did. We got a hump right there. And I'm going to bring out the fill iron scraper as well, just for practice. See that section of wood right in there, that knot area, just holds the tool up. Now right now this has just a real straight line profile to it. I'm trying to decide if I want to slope it or just kind of leave it like that. That's a real straight line. Always get right to that weird grain in it. Slows her down. All right. Curious if there's a niche in my tourist, or if it is that grain as well. Okay, so like I said, for fun and practice, that's the basic shape right there. You can see it against my jacket. Nothing fancy, straightforward, but again, in the overhead, well, we've got a little bit of spalting there. We've got a crazy knot, just giving me a hard time right there. And I want to practice with this scraper some more as I work to learn to use it. Fill iron scraper from Woodcut. And I'm going to clean it up again. Again, I think I need to put a handle on it for me, because my right hand is pretty well shot, if you will. And I can't hold on to it very well. And my hand cramps up pretty quick. So yesterday I used kind of a diamond file. Today I'm going to come back at it with a card. Again, a lot of these newer tools for me here, I'm just learning to use. So I'm trying different things. I'm taking off the old burr, what was there. Flattening that top off. And I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to stroke. Let's see, any way you can see this? No. So you just have to watch in the front camera as I come up across the face of the cutter to raise a new burr on it. I'll do all three sides. Again, working with a scraper is something I haven't done a lot of. So, always working to learn something new. I'm excited to get back inside with the. I'm really loving the way these Pro-Forme hollowers are working. I had technical stuff yesterday. The feed quit. Well, my battery, my laptop, the laptop that runs this was I inadvertently unplugged it, and then the battery died and the feed died, of course. So hopefully we don't have any of those kind of issues today. All right. Let me put you. Oh, you were in the overhead the whole time, so that's what you were looking at. That's fine. I am trying to keep up with a couple of things here this morning, so I have to check the infamous phone. Since I'm not really supposed to be here normally. All right. Let's see if we can clean this up with the scraper. And got a ton of chips there in the way. You can't see much. But we'll see how we do. That was a nice pass right there. That smoothed everything up, took a lot of the tool marks out. There's a couple right there. Now I'm down here where this crazy knot is, which makes everything act different. You can feel that different grain bouncing by there. That did a very nice job. That cleaned that up. Other than these tool marks I got up here, that is now super smooth. That was fantastic. So that finish came with that tool. I've got a little bit to do right up here, but that worked well. I didn't go to the very bottom because I don't want to hit the steel. Very nice. I'm going to leave that because that's going to get cut off, changed around right there. Let's see if we can't get that hard edge. And I'm thinking about leaving that hard edge on this in the shape, though it's got a little hump to it. I'm going to rotate this cutter. Ow, he says. All right, right up here on this corner. I'm going to actually change that profile just a little bit. It's a little tall right here on the corner. So I'm using this to reshape this very top edge ever so slightly. Refine that. Okay, very nice. That cleaned that right up, right there. This is really smooth with the exception of right down in that curve, and I can't get down in that curve with this. So we're going to leave that all alone. Okay, good deal, good deal, good deal. Just for yucks, I'm going to try not to hit the steel down here. Just for fun. Just for fun. Even though I'm going to cut that off. Just for yucks. Okay, so we are ready to go inside of this. Now what I'm going to do, because it's morning and it's off my schedule, I'm going to run and take a quick restroom break. So I'm going to put in the comment column here if anybody comes along. I'll be right back. Got to use the right keyboard. I don't normally do this during Monday Methods, but today I can, because this is an unofficial. So I will be back in just about 3 minutes or so. Okay, I am back. Groundhog Day, Jim? Nope. It's not Groundhog Day, it's Wednesday. Kind of like Tuesday. And I will say I'm back. Since I'm still in the control room. I'm having fun out here, Jim. So I know you're late to the party, even though you didn't know there was a party, Jim. So you're late to the party, but hey, I'm having fun. This is a cool piece. Got this worked out for the outside. I love these colors that are in here that you were seeing. Wish the whole thing was spalted like that, but hey, it's not. So now we're going to go on the inside. get the hollowing tools out. Get ourselves all set up here. It's a lot of extension. I've got, what am I extended? 10 inches out here. 11 inches of wood. 14 inches off the headstock. This thing could benefit from a steady rest for sure. But I'm going to try and do it without it because it's buried over in, the steady rest is buried over in the other shop, which I have filled up with stuff. So let's open up the inside of this, see what kind of vibrations we get. Pop you to the end camera again. I'm not jumping back and forth between the cameras a whole lot today, just because I'd rather have the, I'm actually collecting footage too for what I'm doing. One of the things I plan to do out here is live stream doing all the tool product reviews for the website. And so this is kind of practice for that too. So anyway, let's go to the end camera, which looks like that right there at the moment. Let's dig down inside this thing and see what happens. Hopefully it doesn't vibrate like a crazy thing. We'll find out in a second. Again, I cannot find my drill. So drill the center out. Okay, let's make a nice clean edge, even though I'll probably beat it up some. And I think I'll take my parting tool and just make myself a reference. Not that I need to, but I just kind of feel like it today. And I'm not going to make this super thin, so there's my wall thickness reference. Now what I'm curious about, I want to go ahead and change over. I've established that with the conventional tool. I want to go ahead and change over and put the tool gate on and start using the hollowing tool. And I've got the straight tool set up. And I probably should go ahead and turn this at a bit of an angle so that I'm not so much sticking my elbow or my arm into the picture. Oh, good morning, Paula. Thank you for dropping by. Yes, it is a beautiful piece of wood, isn't it? I'm on another unscheduled day out here because I'm having too much fun. So I'm gonna say I'm moving this over so that I don't get in the way of the camera quite so much. And I'm trying to keep the camera up with it. So when I work, so I'm kind of leaning over to see, looks like if I stand here at this angle, I shouldn't put myself in the way too much. Trying to keep my elbow, my shoulder out of there. My shoulder doesn't come into a way over there. Okay, I think that's going to work. So let me lock things down. I don't know if those of you that are here have seen the post that I put a full kit together now to where, and it's on sale. I've got the handle, the straight shaft, the tool post, and the irons gate, all in a combination package for I think $359 for the whole package. Right now, it's on the website, and you order it up. We have it out to you in about a week. All right, let's see what happens, how this flies. I'm going to kind of just drill my way in here with this because I don't have my drill bit. This tool, I love this tool gate. It allows you to have leverage and put pressure on and feel in control or be in control. It's not an illusion. And then I can just sweep right across here. Because we're cutting with that S-hook tool. And the brass top, let me get that out. The brass top, get out of there. You're wet. You don't want to come out. Where is my ice pick? Clean that out for a second. That wet wood chip. So that's the S-hook of the tool there. And this brass cap leaves just a little teeny bit exposed to make that cut. You can see that edge there. See that cutting edge just barely sticking out, and you can cut all the way from here all the way around over to here. So that's pretty cool. And you can cut either direction. So let's see if my shoulder gets in the way. Right there's where my shoulder gets in the way. So keep an eye out for that. So I'm just working right down to matching the cone. I'm leaving it a little oversized right now of the top of this piece. All right. I'm going to move my tool rest over just a fuzz and come up here and start to clean up this angle. And it may want to come, it is smoother coming up. There we go. lightened up my cut for kind of a finish cut here on this top edge. Move my tool rest back in a little bit closer now. Is the cutter carbide? No, Jim, it's high-speed steel. It is an S-shaped high-speed steel, so not expensive to replace, easily to sharpen. And as you can see from the chips, it really does cut. It's cutting. It's not a scraping cut, because again, if you look at the shape of the cutter, this curve that goes all the way around, and the cutting edge is up there at the top, and it's all open inside here, other than the wet wood. So it's kind of a classic hook style tool with a cut guide on it, if you will. So I'm just working a little depth again, back and forth, sweeping back and forth here. Now I'm going to have to stop and clean my goggles because I've got water on them. So let me do that so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pop up here for a second and take a little break. I'm wet there. And I'm losing my view, so I'll get a paper towel out. Yeah, I need to get a cutter outside and just have a cutter where I can show you the cutters when they're without the cap installed. There we go. A little better. I was getting wet on there. Okay, back to the end camera. Like I say, as I learn to use this and get better get finesse with it, be able to make nice, light, clean cuts. Like anything, it takes practice. Back into the center here. Now my corner is right there, so I can kind of start to work on where that is, where that turn happens. As we start down inside here. Stop and clear the chips away. So I've got a nice uniform, I need to clean it up some, but that's a nice uniform edge right there, wall thickness. And now I'll start working on this, and I can switch over, eventually I'll switch over to the curve style tool, which I have here, to reach around that corner. That'll allow me to reach out around the corner there, okay? But I'm not ready for that just yet. Working on that entrance. And what I've done is I've changed my hold. Let me show you here. I've changed my hold now, so I'm actually out here on the end of the tool where I have good control over the tip. And I can make a nice light controlled cut down through here. I'll switch you back over to the end now. Let's see, do I have my shoulder in the way? No? Okay. So I'm trying to work all the ridges out of the opening. Getting real close. Again, a steady rest because I'm getting some flex. I think, like I say, I think I've got a bearing that's starting to kind of show its age in this lathe. Okay, so I'm going to reference the side here. For where that transition is. I really like the way this thing works, because then I love the hollow. So there's my transition edge sticking out. It's still a little strong there, but I'm going to work my way in deeper. Move my tool rest a little bit closer. I think I'll just work my way down here a bit. So very controlled. I'm just kind of working my way down, sweeping back and forth, left and right. Just dropping right down through this guy. And again, to show you, I'll clean that out while I'm stopping, what the body movement looks like of what I'm doing is I'm just working my way right down through the center here. I just have a good stance and the tool locked under my arm. And I'm just swinging my body back and forth. Real simple motion. The tool gate there is holding the tool nice and secure, and that's the fulcrum, the leverage point right there, right off the tool gate. And that makes this super comfortable and easy. Stop and clean it out. Oh, button, stop button, not camera button, Bradley. Yes, sir. Mowing right on down through there. And I haven't sharpened this. This is a high-speed steel, and I haven't sharpened it since I started working with it. So it's on its original factory edge. And again, you sharpen it with a diamond card. You can just stroke across it to sharpen it up. So let's go back to the end camera again. I'm probably about halfway down the center of this already. And I didn't even drill a hole in the middle of it or anything. That's working very, very well. Hopefully I'm not getting my shoulder in the way. We'll put this right up close. I learned to hollow with the Sorby style arm brace tool, and it works, but this is so much easier. Much more control. Okay, so I need to clean this out, and I may need to adjust just a touch. And I'm going to change the angle on this a little bit more so that I can start to come down the side. So I'll adjust the angle of the piece on the lathe, and I'll adjust the camera because I need to see around the corner a little bit more. Oop, not up, Brad. There we go. Because I want to reach around a little bit further, and that allows me to still not get my shoulder in the way. Okay, good deal. So I want to change this top right here. I need to start taking some of this corner out. There we go. All right, that's working great. I'm going to get about halfway down in here, then I'll switch cutters, or switch to the gooseneck, the bent shaft, if you will. And I'm about halfway down in here now. I'm going to do a little bit more with the straight cutter up here at the top. Just right in through. Hopefully I'm not blocking. Right in through here. I'm amazed at how much wood I can move and how quickly I can move it, remove it, so to speak. All right, I still need to take, I know I can use the curve tool, but I want to use the straight tool. I want to take some more this way, and maybe I'm fighting the wrong thing here. Maybe I should switch. I think I will. I think I'll go ahead and switch. So let's go ahead and switch the cutter over. Pop us back up here. To get my Allen wrench out. And put the vent shaft in it. Just takes a second. Okay. And I think I'll work from right about there. That's right at the start of the curve. And you back up just a little teeny bit right there to get started. All right. Change his camera over back to the end again. Take a quick sip of my water. Try a different change of angle there. See if we can, my shoulder may drop into the picture here. I'm also wondering if might be a little low. There we go. I may need a little more cutter exposed there. Maybe why I'm just bouncing. Let's see here. It might be a fuzz low too. Okay, I'm going to try raising this up just a little bit. Find the right Allen wrench. It's over here in the chips now. Around here somewhere. There you are, I think. So I'm going to try raising that up just a little teeny bit. And see if that makes a difference. I have very, very little cutting edge sticking out here. My mask is full of chips. Try and keep my shoulder out of the way. What it is, if I need to move this way over here, I'm afraid, because I need to adjust that cutter head. See, I'm cutting on the far side, so let me make that adjustment. Because I had messed with that adjustment once before. Sorry for the arm there. And I'll see if I can do this in a way that you can see it. Trying to find where you can see it best. Maybe like so. We loosen up the main cutter, the main bolt. Let me get all the chips out of there too. And then this nut right here is concentric, and that just a little teeny twist right there. And that may be the trick. Hopefully I didn't give it. If you have too much of a bite, well then it gets hard to control. So we'll see here. Again, this is how we learn to use new tools. And let's see what this does for us. Much better. Move my tool rest in a little closer, clean out the chips. Hopefully that keeps me out of the camera view. Use my shoulder out of it. Now I'm fogged up in my mask and can't see. Get my fan going here. I'm going to turn my fan on high. Hang on a minute. Walk around over here. It's starting to warm up outside and warm up inside. Turn on the air conditioning. That should help some. Alright, let's give her another go there. Guy says, am I going to start selling the Woodcut Pro Mount vise? Yes. The vise is coming into the store. We have a big order going in here next month. So yeah, the short answer is yes. I don't have any right now, but yes. So we will be carrying it. Absolutely. Working much better now that I've got that adjusted. I'm reaching right around the corner. I hope you can still see in the camera. Yeah. So once I found the sweet spot there, that cut wonderfully, I just went way around the corner here. Right down that wall. Very nicely. Make sure my shoulder's still not in there. Yep. So to let you know what I'm actually cutting this surface right here. So I'm coming down the wall. I'm on the opposite side, of course, but I'm coming down this wall with this side of the cutter, this corner of the cutter back here. So it lets me come right down that top plate, top surface there. With nice control. And I have made myself a little lip right there. Not intentionally. So let's see if we can take care of that. Right there. My hand's in the way. There we go. So, because I had a little lip right there. Still have a little bit of one. Round that over. There we go. Keep my cutter cleaned out. While I'm stopped, get the chips out of here. Oh, that transition is much better now. And I don't have much further to go to be all the way out to this corner, to my desired thickness. That's moving a lot of wood really easy. That's cool. I think my shoulder's in the way. I don't think. So I'm just kind of riding down that top wall there now. And I'm actually around the corner, that sharp corner. All right, let me clean it out. So I've made it to this point, right down that top. And one could actually switch back over pretty soon to the straight tool. Straight tools are always going to be easier to use. You just don't have quite as much vibration that happens as you do with the swans of the curve. And you can see, trying to see inside there, this lip that I've built right here. And I'm leaving that material in there to leave stability in the piece. Okay? So I want to clean up this corner that I've made. And actually, I'm going to move that tool rest over a little bit more. Now, I may get a shoulder in here on you for a second. Yep. Come back over. Kind of hard to try and turn sometimes and keep yourself out of the camera when you can't move the camera instantly because you're by yourself. Alright, let's clean that out. Also going to defog my goggles there a little bit for a minute. Turning wet wood definitely raises the humidity in the room. Good thing I turned the AC on. Okay. Now I'm actually going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to come, and you can see here where I'm pointing with the tool. So right in there I have about 3 steps. And I want to see if I can use this curve tool. I know I can get them with the straight tool, but I want to see if I can go ahead and do it with the curve tool. Because the less you have to change tools, you can be more efficient. So I just readjusted the tool gate. And now I can reach back over into the center and sweep right up through here. And start to clean all that transition up. Okay. Stop and take out the chips. Oh yes. So up in, I know I'm using a brown handle. Down in here, that's my ridge, and I have one other ridge still right up. You can't see for the shadow. I'll have to get myself a lighted pen. Right about there is a little ridge I need to take out. And then that whole section to here, because I've turned the corner, so I'm around the corner now. This whole section is essentially done with just a little bit of cleanup with one ridge that's there. Okay, see if I get rid of that ridge. Yep, okay. So with that ridge gone, my wall thickness is fine here. I think I'll make a couple more passes with the curve tool right in through here. And then I'm going to switch back over to the straight tool and head down inside deeper. Chips off of there for you. So just smooth out that big transition from the side wall back towards the center. And you can feel the steps with the end of the cutter. So I'm just sweeping from the wall back towards the inside. Okay. Took a lot of wood that time. Fantastic. So if I can show you, if I can get the calipers to show up in the camera for you, let's see what we can do here. If they'll show in a way that you can see. That's about a half or so, 3/8 right in here. Okay, half is a little bit further down. So that's pretty consistent, and that's what I have up here in the bell is in the bell as well. Flares up a little bit right there at the top, but that's not bad because you need a little strength right up there at the top. So I believe I'm going to switch the tool back over to the straight cutter again. Switch back over to straight cutter because it's always easier to control. And I can just mow my way right down inside through here, right on down to the bottom. I don't know what time it is. It's noon. Is it already noon? 12 o'clock? Oh, where did my day go? I got things I got to go do. I can't stay out here all day and have fun. Of course, I didn't get in here till after 10, I think. I said I was going to be here at 9. Yeah, but that didn't happen. Okay. Let's run on down through the middle of this some more. And I'm going to change the angle back over a little bit for the view in the camera and anybody who may be watching. I can't get the camera any lower, so at some point we won't be able to see what's going on in there. And I'll end up putting my body in the way. Where does my shoulder come in? All right, so I can go pretty far over. Good deal. So I'm still just keeping this at the face of the piece. Show you there in the end camera. Right up against the edge there. I'm not going down inside of it yet. You can. Back down to the very center. See where my shoulder gets in the way here? Right there. Just trying to keep my shoulder out of the way. So that's just working my way right down through the bottom of it. Now there's no way I can finish this sidewall without getting my arm in the way, my shoulder in the way. So I'll do a little bit more like this, and then I'll just go to the front camera, and we'll leave it there, because I'm starting to fog up too. So that I can get the right angle on it. All right, so let me jump back out here to the front camera so I can get the right angle with the tool so that I can stand like way over here. I could put it on the end of the lathe, but I don't have enough room in here to do that. I've got a whole tool rack over there that's in the way. But this way you can see how I can work down this wall and then down into the center. Granted, it will be the front view, but you get to see that nice fall landscape in the background there as well. Okay, now I'm going to come back up higher, back up here. Start working my way right down that wall, all the steps that I had left. Just sweeping my way down. I can actually see the tool cut going right down the wall. Super, super easy. Take some more depth out of it, right out of the center. Stop and clean it out. This got to be some of the easiest hollowing I've ever done. Now this is the easiest hollowing I've ever done. Okay, and I think I'll put a little bit of the overhead camera so you can kind of see the angle of the tool, how it pivots in the iron tool gate. This tool gate works great. So I start way over here. You can just barely see it in the camera. Just working my way right down the wall. I'm just sweeping over to the center. As I come back up, I start making progressively lighter cuts for more finishing cuts up here on the edge for the finish on the inside. Okay. Right up against there, I'm going to dive down inside to the center.
Again, if I had used, say, an inch Forstner bit or so and drilled that hole down the center, I could just keep working right off of the center. Okay, that's a southern term, move my tool rest inside. So I'm going to rotate it, and what you can do is you can change it. You can just barely see. Let me change it to the end camera. So I was working right here, and I want to take the tool rest inside. So I'm going to go to the third notch, put the clip back on, run the banjo right up close to the piece, close as I can get. If the lip was a little bit smaller, I could go another inch. And now I'm 2 inches, inch and a half inside of the piece with the tool rest. If it's put inside, do you have less torque, Jim? You're gonna have less torque. Actually, you wouldn't have any less torque. It all depends on how big it is. So if I pop you in the overhead, so let's say I start in the center and I move over here and I'm cutting. Am I in the overhead? Yeah. So I'm all the way over here and I have the cutter engage, which you can't see. So if I put my finger here, cutter engages, I can pry against the tool gate back on the end. So as I make that cut, I can, between the cutter being engaged in the wood, I can pry against the tool gate right here, and that's where I get my leverage. And as I sweep back up again, I'm leveraging against the tool gate. So even though it's inside, yes, so to answer that question, you can indeed still have leverage. I had to think about that because this is the first time I've actually stuck it inside the piece. You know, like I say, I'm having fun, and like I talk about on Monday all the time, I don't mind, and I love learning and showing people the learning process for me. I'm loving this tool, and I'm learning how to use it. I haven't been using it for years to make it all just look super easy. It is easy, but it doesn't mean you don't have to learn, you know, how to work with it. So that's what we're doing today. And that being said, let's go back inside and do a little bit more, because I got to get going pretty soon. So hopefully I'm not blocking the view here. Now I'm intentionally not leaning all the way to the right, because if I do, I would get my shoulder in the way, guys. And it would be better even if I were to lean over so I could see down in there. You know, it's always nice when you can see hollow, and you know, at some point, depending on the hollow form, you can't see what you're doing. But it's always nice if you can. It sure makes it easier. And after that, it's all by feel. Back down to the very center. Sweeping back and forth. I have to keep in mind that my diameter down there is getting smaller. So I am going to lean up my shoulder over for a moment. Actually, let me put you in the overhead while I do this. And I'm going to come way back up here. And make a pass all the way down that wall. Alright, to refine that, clean it up, stop, take a look and feel, take the chips out. Okay. So I've still got about an inch or 3/4 of an inch or say to go down inside there. I'm down to right here. So that's how far inside I am. I say, let's see if I'm telling the truth. Yep, that's where I'm at. Right in there, depth-wise. So I pick up the cut where I know it's still thick. And I didn't put the tool rest as far inside that time. You can see how I got more vibration. Flip you back over to the end here. You can see where I'm working down in there. All right. We'll sneak her as far back in there as we can again. If this was a little teeny bit smaller, right? Well, if this diameter across here, it just hits the tool rest or the banjo. Run them right there. Here, I'll go back up front here. You can see what I'm up to. So I'm coming all the way back over here. That's why the end camera doesn't work. Picking up the cut, coming right down that wall. Right there at the very bottom, I've got the classic nub now. So I need to go get rid of that nub. You get happy mowing wood, you know, just removing material, and you end up with a nub. That's why you drill a hole. The other thing I need to do right here real quick, tighten that up. Where it threads on to the tool post, I didn't make it tight enough. Okay, a couple more passes down the wall. I can feel I got a ledge right about here, so let's get rid of that ledge. All right. Well, that's pretty good. The other thing that I can do now that I'm reaching and I'm starting to get some flex because I'm fully extended there. The way the tool gate works, flip that up for a second. I can slide this handle further down in here and see how this works. They stack, you can stack handles up for a stronger, more robust handle. They'll actually go together with multiple handles. See how far in there I can get this. I think maybe I got chips down in there. I thought it would go a little further than that. Maybe it's just the wrapper on it. There it is. So we're going to shorten that up right there. Let's see if we can't get rid of some of that vibration. Because the way the tool rest, the gate works, is it's got a secondary profile to it that will hold this tool handle. Now we know that this handle's not going to flex as much as that shaft is. Okay. And so now to show you in the end camera, you can see that the handle is in the gate now. Whereas before it was on the shaft, but it's got this double profile there. And so the handle sits right up in that. And so theoretically, we can reach, keep that banjo back, Brad, a little bit further with a stiffer piece. All right, so I'm on the end camera there. I think I'll leave it there for a second. Let's see how this works. Oh yeah. I can see why you would want to have, you see right here, this ferrule that sticks out. You can put another one of these ProMaster handles right on here, and then you could have another handle back here, so you could have the leverage that you want with a nice stiff shaft and reach way on down in there without any question. Now get rid of that nub. Probably got my hands in the way a pretty good bit. But kind of like choking up on a bat. And then I'm going to put my shoulder over there. Sorry for that. Come right down that wall. And again, Jim, talking about that leverage, I'm leveraging on that tool gate pretty hard right there. And so you can see we're still taking big old curly chips right out of that. All right, I've got about 2 inches to go for my total depth there. I'll go ahead and get down there, and then I'm going to have to stop. I don't get to have fun all day. Sorry for the shoulder. Big shoulder. Right down the side there. Clean that out. Oh yes. Okay, because I'm putting so much shoulder into it, I'm going to pop you back into the overhead for these last couple of cuts so that I can just reach in there and have my right shoulder lean way over. Okay. Yep, I can see where you want a second handle on here now. That's what happened. I bumped the speed. Seemed like it was going a lot faster there. I'll move that over there. Okay, then I come back over here, get lined up. Pick up the cut, come right down the wall. Slide across. Okay, let's clean that out. So I'm probably about an inch thick. I'm bedding down there in the bottom right now. Let's see here. Right at the P. Yeah, about an inch and a half. It's deceiving. Take some more off the wall. And more out of the bottom. Again, if you had a second handle on here now, this would make all the difference in the world. Riding right down the wall again, just taking off another pass, right into the bottom. Okay. I'm going to thin up, make the wall a little bit thinner now that I'm comfortable with that. I think I've worn the edge off so I can slide up underneath there even further. Right about there. I want to take some more wall thickness out. So it's very controllable. I can just slide right down that wall till I get to the bottom. And that's just peeling a cutoff all the way down. Not taking a heavy cut because I'm getting down close to my finished thickness. I'll do that again from the end camera if I hopefully don't block it too much, just so you can kind of see what's going on, because I'm up in here pretty close now. Pick up the cut. Slide right on down to the bottom. Come back up. Pick up the cut. Right into the bottom. One more time. Okay. Get me some fresh air for me. And I think I'm going to leave that just about like that. I got to get going. There's a little bit more in the bottom. I could spend some more time getting the very bottom in there, out of there. But looking at the time, it's 12:30. I got some other stuff I got to get into today. But that worked out great. I had a ball. Let me turn this. I'm going to turn this over here. Show you all the way down inside. And I'll take the chuck. I'm going to leave it in the chuck. No, I'm going to take it out. Because I'm going to put it off and let it dry. That bottom I'm not worried about. So I'll give you an end shot. You can see down inside there. And as you see the taper, I put you in the overhead camera. Gives you an idea. So you can see there's a little bit of ridges right in there. Gotta come back and clean that up. But overall, I'm super happy. That worked out great. Nice little flower vase or something like that. And again, I'm super impressed. These things that's easy to use. I'm trying to see if my old school is hanging around here. It used to be laying right over here. My arm brace. That's much more controllable with that cutter with the curve in it. Not the curve, but with the brass cap on here. That guy, this cap right here that controls that, the amount of cut, the depth of cut, man, that makes all the difference in the world. And again, you can see there, got junk in it. That it's a curve style hook cutter. Still got junk in it. There we go. Curve style cutter. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't sharpened these. I've been using them since the day I took them out of the box. So that's 3 hollow forms I've made with it, with these cutters, without sharpening. So that was fun. I got to run, as they say. The day is ticking away. All right. Hope you enjoyed. If you happen to be watching today, Jim, if you're still around, give me a holler if you got any questions. You know how to get a hold of me, just message, text, etc. I'm going to pop out of here and get on with my day. See y'all.